what are some of the most important things that someone could start doing today if they're feeling mildly to severely depressed that will have an immediate impact?
That's amazing. That's a really great question. And I think there's a spectrum to depression. There's what are the manageable things? What are the things you can do right now? And then what are the bigger pieces?
Yep.
And I think I just got so excited about what to answer and my mind went blank. I love it. I think it comes back to experience of when I was 20, I had a doctor tell me you need to exercise and eat right and watch Joel Osteen. And for me, I was having a full-blown existential meltdown. And my thought was, how the hell is that going to help me?
Yeah.
That's not what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
And I needed someone to tell me why things are important. Mm-hmm. And that's what I never got. So the actual writing in
that's pretty decent advice, though. I mean, Joel Osteen is,
he's a stud.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
But no, in looking back, it was really good advice, but I had no frame of reference for it. I had no context.
Yeah.
Because I had no context for depression.
Yeah.
And I think...
But that's what's important. Let me interrupt for a second. Like you can go on to TED.com and watch so many TED Talks on the importance of exercise for your mental health.
Yeah.
I mean, John Rady has written a great book about this, and so many others. But I mean, you know, if you had been given that advice with more context, which I think is what we're going to try to do right now, is, I mean, if there is a magic pill for mental health, it's exercise. Yeah. Like, I don't think anyone will disagree with me on that. And the reason is what is happening, you know, in biochemically when you have that elevated heart rate for, you know, at least 30 minutes a day for several days a week, that is having the greatest impact on your brain with serotonin, dopamine. Yep. And so I think that the advice that was given to you was overly simplistic and did not have the backup of, okay, when you're depressed, your brain is not firing the way that it was meant to fire. Mm-hmm. And one of the ways to get your brain to start firing better is what you eat and sleep and working out. And so no matter how hard it is, even if it's starting with just a walk around your block every day, if you're listening to this and you're depressed and you're not exercising regularly, you absolutely have to do that. Yeah. I mean, it is an absolute critical thing. You talk about in the book, there's so many TED Talks on this if you need to have the science to back it up. But I know from my experience of coming out of this, it has been an absolutely critical thing. And when I find myself now waking up and having some anxiety, which typically if I'm going to have anxiety, it's first thing in the morning. For some reason, it's still there. The best thing I can do is just put my running shoes on and just start running. Yep. You know, and almost immediately, I mean, 15, 20 minutes in, those racing thoughts, those ruminations go away. Yeah. And so you talk about exercise, you talk about, you know, eating healthy. What else? I really liked when you talked about a morning routine. Maybe elaborate on that some.
I think if I was going to give advice to someone who's struggling with depression and just needed practical advice, it would be what you said. Making sure you're getting enough sleep, prioritizing that, eating healthy. A big practice that I'm huge on is elimination. Because every time I've eliminated things, I've had major healings.
Talk to us about that.
So
good.
Yeah.
Tyler loves elimination, especially of one specific thing called alcohol.
Yeah, no, that's true. And it's
saved his life and some of ours.
I mean,
stop blacking out.
Our whole culture is so focused on what do I need to get? How can I accumulate more? What can I do to heal my depression? It's like, what if you let go of things to heal your depression?
Oh, I love this.
What if you let go of things to heal your anxiety?
Yeah.
So the first thing I would eliminate is social media use, or internet use.
Yeah.
Like, try putting that away and seeing what effect that has on your mental health.
Yeah.
Try eliminating gluten, sugar, alcohol, weed, because most of those things probably not going to help you. Yeah. So because we don't know what we're
like duh. It turns out downers are not great for depression.
So the practical advice is start eliminating things, start taking things out one by one, and then see how your mood is affected. Because what happens is we might be feeling things that we have no idea about because we're drinking or we're getting high or whatever, something like that. So, and then when we get to the emotion, then we can actually start to feel it and heal it and move on. And then I think other practical things are getting a therapist and moving, getting sunlight.
Yeah.
And again,
I'm a firm believer in also wearing like a Hawaiian shirt.
That's true. That's true. That's so true. Yeah, and I know those things are very hard if you're depressed. And I know those things are very hard, and just working with a therapist to get practical tips, practical advice of what you can do when thoughts comes up, what you can do with emotions come up. Spirituality is another huge one.